Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Edo 2020 Jubilation as Dr. Pius Odubu finally collapsed his structure for Pastor ED0. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time we're reaching you today. Dr. Pius Odubu, if you don't know him, was a former deputy governor in Edo State, alongside the person of Adams Oshomole. He was Oshomole's deputy. They served Edo State for 8 years, 2 tenure. And by the time Adams Oshomole will be out of office, he looked at his cabinet and he picked Godwin Obaseki to be the governor. They campaigned and they won. Godwin Obaseki became the governor, but along the way, things fall apart. And he had to get to a case where the very Oshomole who campaigned for Obaseki is the person trying to put down his campaign. Dr. Pius Odubu came up as one of the candidates to replace Governor Godwin Obaseki. Then we had Edo EPN. And the sole purpose of this EPN was to destabilize or put down the election structure of Governor Godwin Obaseki. Anyway, they had about 4 candidates. We had Dr. Pius Odubu, ED0, we had Ogonwai Chris, and we also had Matthew. Guess what? The primaries was done. Some people were screened out. Pastor ED0, Dr. Pius, and Osaro Obaze were the final candidates who made the APC primary screening election. And after that, Pius, we also heard, was asking for a refund of his money. However, he has finally let down his structure and his campaign dream to becoming the governor of Edo State. But however, let's get into the news and get all the details. Edo 2020 Jubilation glooms as Dr. Pius Odubu finally collapsed his structure for Pastor ED0. Yesterday, the political camp of Pastor ED0 received a massive boost as the former Deputy Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Dr. Chief Pius Odubu, formally collapsed his structure for the APC candidate, Pastor Osage ED0. The much anticipated endorsement would come as a big moral boost to the APC in the campaign to regain the governorship seat for the Edo State. The event was held in the campaign office in Edo, Benin City. Speaking to his supporters, Dr. Pius Odubu recollected the struggle of how the EPN was formed and the sole purpose of opposing the administration of Governor Godwin Obaseki. He said. Dr. Pius Odubu further told the gathering that the sacrifice embarked by the EPN were strictly for the interest of the masses. He said the big 4 candidates prior to the APC primaries had a gentleman agreement among themselves to abide by the decision of the party on whoever emerges as the party's choice. He thanked his supporters for their wonderful efforts to put into the crusade to see him emerge as the APC chieftain. He, however, called on his supporters to accord the same treatment given to him to APC candidate Pastor Osage ED0. In politics, it is more the merrier. It is the game of numbers, and the endorsement coming at this particular time will serve as a refresher to the camp of Pastor ED0, having received a lot of blow in this period coming from the APC government. Well, we are hearing now that Dr. Pius Odubu has just finally given in and has given everything and has finally is finally now in support of the person of Pastor ED0. They came together and had a gentleman agreement, and initially there was no Osaro Obaze. But guess what? They later found out that why the whole thing was going on, that they felt that Pastor Ize Yamu betrayed them. They agreed initially that they were going to have initially, let's take it one step at a time, yes? So they had an EPN meeting in Edo State during the time of the whole coronavirus, the time the whole thing was boiling, of which the government, Obaseki's government said they are going to get all of them are going to face court. They were not considering the people of Edo State. They were more than 20. So they were trying to have a mock election to pick a consensus candidate. But guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. As everybody left the whole place and it was in disarray, they could not pick a consensus candidate. And they said it's as if people have come with a set mind to support Pastor Ize Iyamu. And different words from different quarters. We even got the person of... Yes, one of the candidates said, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel. I can't even stand this. I know that, before the whole primary election took place, he said, I know that Ize Iyamu will be the consensus candidate, and with the way things are, I don't think I'm going to win this election. So he just gave in. And we also heard that, apart from the agreement they had within them, guess what? That Ize Iyamu, without consulting with others, went to bring in Osaro Obaze. Osaro Obaze is from like the same locality as Godwin Obaseki. And guess what? Godwin Obaseki, all in a bid to try to divide the vote so that Godwin Obaseki do not get all the votes come the election. But guess what? That's really now made everybody, on edge, saying what? We are giving in. We are asking that, okay, let's have a consensus candidate, which was done in Abuja without their consent, and yet you are bringing somebody in. It was even alleged that that the pastor bought the ticket for Saro, the interest, the certificate, the form of interest, for the election for Saro Obaze. And guess what? Everybody went in and picked up their form and said, yes, we are all coming into the election. And that's how at the end of the day, APC ended up with 6 candidates. Yes, the 6 candidates, APC screened, and they screened out 3 and left in 3. Who were the 3 that were finally screened in? Pastor Ize Iyamu, Osaro Obaze, and Dr. Pius Odubu. Why those that were screened out were, first and foremost, the governor, Godwin Obaseki, Matthew, and Ogonwai. Chris were the people who were screened out. As soon as this was done, and that was when we heard that Godwin Obaseki moved to the People Democratic Party, and he told the people, he said, I'm not going for an appeal, to look at the appeal committee to say what happened or whether they accept me or not. He refused to appeal. Anyway, the appeal committee, however, looked at it, whether he refused to appeal or not, still looked at the matter, and they said, we agree with the decision of the screening committee. Anyway, before we knew it, Godwin Obaseki joined the APC, and that's the race that we are in. That is like the race that has been on. What's going on right now is that, Dr. Pius Odubu since then has not put down a structure and has not formally endorsed anybody. And a lot has happened. We also published where he was saying he would like to get his money back that he has spent. Some allegations came up that he was asking the person of Oshomole, as well as the pastor, say, please, I need my money back, the money I've spent so far. He said he gave Oshomole some money to lobby for him to get an NDDC job, whatever it was alleged, and he was asking for his money back. However, that matter is still what it is right now as we speak, because we've not, that was what we heard. Anyway, we are hearing now that he has finally endorsed the person of Pastor Ize Iyamu. He has given his support and has said, telling his supporters that they should support Ize Iyamu, that the whole purpose of EPN, the whole purpose was to unseat Governor Godwin Obaseki, but as it stands, Godwin Obaseki is still very much in the race and is calling for his people to say, you know what, let's support our APC candidates and let's carry on with business as usual and wait till September 19. So at those states, the election is still ongoing. September 19 is around the corner. Before you know it, July is gone. We will be in August. After August, here comes September. Right now, Ondo State's election primaries is around the corner. Anyway, my people, don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Have a lovely day. God bless you. Bye for now.